Hey Alex, welcome. So, I hope you can hear me okay. It's hot here and the window is open. But I'm going to start off by just saging the space myself, and I'm also going to sage you a little bit through technology, if we can, via video. So, sage is a great way to clear the energy and just sort of open up the intuition. And the reason I like to do this before we start anything is because I'm going to be reading the cards and their energies for you today, but I'm also going to be reading them intuitively, which means that I may get messages that aren't necessarily the exact meanings of the cards. They may be deeper than that. So when I do that, I like for my clients to also use their intuition. We all have intuition, and I've seen your chart. You have some water in there, and that is definitely intuitive. Water is the most intuitive out of all of the elements. So while I'm cleansing this space, I just want you to look at the smoke or close your eyes, and I want you to take 3 deep breaths, and I'm going to do that as well. So that's 1. 2. And 3. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to move the camera down in just a minute, and I will show you the spread that we're going to do. I haven't pulled any cards yet. I have been sort of meditating into your energy as well as shuffling the cards. And when you shuffle the cards and do some pre-shuffle, there are sometimes some cards will sort of stand out, and there were a few cards that sort of stood out. So I won't get into that now, but we'll see if they show up again later. And if they do, I'll let you know. Okay, so before we start, I'm going to give you my basic spiel, which is, I don't know if you've had a tarot reading before, but in case you have not, or it's been a while, energies, I read energies off of cards and the energies around. So energy is not linear. That means that it doesn't go by the calendar date. It is completely fluid. So that means that in the reading, I can pull something from the past, the present, or the future, and it may apply to you now. So basically, if I pull something from the past, there's probably a lesson there that you need to revisit or look at again or learn something deeper from. If I pull something from the present, it's a situation obviously that you're struggling with or dealing with now. And if I pull something from the future, don't stress too much if it doesn't resonate. It probably is from the future. That means that that energy is surrounding you. So when people's energies start to go into your energy field before they even approach you, or a situation starts to happen energetically, it can come into your energy space weeks, months, just depending on how strong it is, before it actually physically enters your 3D space. So I hope that makes sense. So that being said, whatever resonates, take it for what it is. Don't try to put yourself into anything. If it happens in the future, you will recall naturally the information that you will hear today and be able to use it again. And also what's great about doing the videos instead of like a Skype or a one-on-one is that you can always go back and watch this video again. Okay, let's see. Is that all? I think that's the main things that I have to tell you. If you have any questions, go ahead and email me after you get this and you watch it. Give it a couple days, weeks to sort of sit and resonate because, like I said, energies are fluid, and so things will come and go, and I may pick up on things that you have not brought into your space yet. Okay, if I think of anything else, I will let you know. I'm going to start with an oracle card, and I'm going to shuffle those for you. So give me a second, and I will move the camera down for you. I'm going to get these out real quick. Okay. So the oracle cards that I'll be using are the Queen Moon oracle cards. They're really, really pretty. So let me move the camera down, and then I will start your reading, and we will start shuffling. Okay, so we're going to start with some oracle cards, and a lot of times the oracle cards will just give us the bigger picture. So they will help to tie together the tarot cards that we're going to pull in a few minutes. So I'm going to give this 3 shuffles. Let's see what we get. Oh, well, we got 2. Okay. So, right away, we have 2 cards. That's awesome. So, we have faith and balance. So, faith and balance. And I know that you were saying that you were feeling a little bit stagnant and maybe just not moving the way that you wanted to or fast enough. So, right away, this is saying that to me that if you have faith in the situation or whatever you're working towards or going towards or moving towards, that it will happen. But in order for it to happen and in order for you to actually have faith, you have to have balance. And a lot of times balance is something that we think that we have, but when we really look deep down inside, we realize that internally we're out of balance because we're giving so much to so many other people that we sort of forget to give things to ourselves. And I will say that with you being a Cancer, you know, that's the Queen of Cups in the tarot, and she is the mother figure. She is notorious for giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, but forgetting to replenish her own cup. And so that's what balance talks about. It's sort of like the Cancer card of the Oracle deck for me, or this one at least, because it does talk about balance, about giving love, but also receiving love to yourself. The other thing I want to note with these 2 cards that came out for you is Cancer is ruled by the moon. And so it is the only sign that is ruled by the moon. And the moon, we know, is the fastest moving planet. It's not really a planet, but in astrology we consider it a planet. So it's the fastest moving planet. And therefore, it can come into balance and get out of balance very easily, if that makes sense. It's moving so fast, and it's moving every 24 hours. So it can feel sometimes when you are a Cancer or you have heavy Cancer placements in your chart, and I do as well. So I understand that it can feel like every day or every couple days you're in a new cycle, in a new wave of emotion or feeling or a new inspiration, but it's fleeting sometimes. And so a lot of it is just to find the balance here, because we can't really control what the moon does. So it's about finding the balance right here. Okay, so we'll go back and we'll revisit these cards at the end of the reading, and we'll see if they pull in any other information. I'm just going to set these off to the side. I'm trying to find a place where I don't have all my crystals in setup. Okay. Okay, so I have 3 decks, and I like to use 2 specifically and all the time. And then there's another deck that I use in case I need some extra guidance or some extra clarity, because it's a little bit of a deeper, darker deck. But, you know, you got a Scorpio rising. I think you can handle it. So if we need that deck, we'll go with it. But the first one that I'm going to use, okay, this is hilarious. The very bottom, you saw I just grabbed the cards. The very bottom is the Queen of Cups. So we were just talking about the Queen of Cups. This is your card. Thank you for showing up in the reading, Cancer. So Alex, this is really funny because whenever the card that represents the person's sign shows up in the reading, it usually means that this message is very strongly for you. That this message is something that you clearly need to hear, and that it is your message. So I personally love, as a reader, when cards show up that represent the person and their sign, but this is just what we were talking about, and you saw me pick up the cards. It still trips me out. But anyway, so this is the Queen of Cups. I shuffled this deck 5 times, and then I cut the deck and I put her aside, and on the bottom is the Queen of Cups. This is your card. She has her full cup right here, her full little shell, full of all the water and everything here, and she's pregnant, meaning she's got lots of abundance. I don't know, you could be wanting to get pregnant as well. I'm just going to say it how I see it. This is the energy of that card. She is pregnant, and she has everything that she needs. She doesn't need anybody else to fill her up, because she can fill everybody else up. The problem is she forgets when this cup is empty to fill it back up, meaning to give herself space, herself time, herself some love. So welcome to the reading. It was also on the bottom of the deck, and that's really a significant card for me. So welcome to the reading. Let's see what else comes out. Okay, like I was saying before you made an appearance, this is a really fun little deck, and it's actually just a witch deck with a little cat, and everyone in here has a little witch or a little cat, a little witch and a cat. So this is a fun deck, and it's light and it gives me a lot of good information, so it's not as dark as the other deck. But let's see what happens. Spirit, what can you tell me for Alex? What messages? Okay. So I'm going to get all the cards out, and then I will go over what I see. I feel like another one fell. Hold on a minute. Let me look. No. Okay, we're good. So I only deal with jumpers, which means that I shuffle, and whatever jumps is what I take, except for the bottom of the deck. I always take the bottom of the deck. So, okay, I'm going to get all the cards out, and then I will go over what I see. Spirit, what can you tell me for Alex? What can you tell me for Alex? What are the messages that need to come through for Alex today? What are the messages that need to come through for Alex? Okay. I do have a King of Cups on the deck, on the board, I mean. That is a natural match. So I have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. That is a pair, a match. That can mean a lot of things, but we'll get into that again in just a second. I just wanted to point that out. This represents also Scorpio or Cancer and Pisces. But I get a really big Scorpio feel off of this one a lot of the times, but we'll see. Spirit, what can you tell me for Alex? What messages can you give me for Alex today? What messages? I knew this. This showed up in your pre-shuffle. Actually, this showed up in your pre-shuffle, the moon, but this card has been showing up for me since I've been meditating on your energy for the last 2 days. So that's really funny that it showed up, because my guides have actually been giving me the picture of this card, but it's been in my other deck. So that's interesting. Okay, 2 more cards and we'll start talking. Spirit, give me 2 more cards regarding what messages that Alex needs to know. Spirit, give me 2 more cards regarding what Alex needs to know. What are the most important messages that Alex needs to know? Oh, hold on, I got a flyer. Ha-ha. Okay, that's good, that's good. I like it so far, I like it so far. Oh. Nope. Okay. One more card, Spirit. One more card. Give me one more card on what Alex needs to know. One more card. One more card on what Alex needs to... Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, did I get 2? No, I got 1. Okay. Hold on. Let me grab this card. Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay, so let's start talking about what I see. I'm going to light this sage back up as I start to look these cards over, so just give me 1 second and I will talk to you about what I see. So we have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. That is a natural match. That is a suited pair. And what that means is that it is a very deep soul connection, karmic connection. It's the mother and the father of, water. And so it's a very emotional match, emotional tie. It might not have a lot of stability when it comes to finances sometimes. I feel like looking at this King of Cups is surrounded by pentacles. Okay? He's in the middle. Pentacles represent money. I feel that these pentacles represent you. This is the moon card. That's not a pentacle card, but I'm just showing you what's around. Pentacles. There is one cup here, Cups card, and another Pentacles card. Okay, so what does that mean? So basically what I'm seeing is that you are coming through as a very loving, kind mother figure, somebody who gives and is constantly in abundance, constantly pregnant, meaning you're constantly creating new things, constantly coming up with new adventures, new endeavors, new plans, creation. That can be passionate new projects, that can be creating children in the most literal sense, that can be making new work projects, writing books. It can be drawing, artistry, any kind of new project, but very motherly, creative, and loving and kind. What I'm also seeing is that you've got your head down and sort of working. So the Seven of Pentacles is about planting those seeds and then waiting for them to come to fruition. So it's about not moving forward. It's about being stagnant. So Spirit is saying it's okay that you're stagnant right now. Spirit is saying in this card that you're putting in the work and that you've got your head sorted down and you're starting to see some of the benefits of what you've been starting to work on, but it's not all the way there. And so you're starting to feel very stagnant, or maybe you're feeling like you'll never get to where you need to get to, like it's not coming fast enough. Underneath that card, we have the Moon card. The Moon card, it talks about things being hidden. It talks about, it's also a Cancer card. It is Pisces as well and Scorpio, but it is very much the Cancer card for me as a reader because it is the Moon card and you are represented by the Moon. So you, or you are ruled by the Moon, and so you actually have 2 of your cards here already, which is beautiful. 3 actually, if you consider the King of Cups, because the King of Cups could be an external person to you, but it could also very well be your energy. You could also very well be embodying a female and a male energy. So take that how it resonates. But what I see is that you've been working on something very hard and you've been putting your time and your effort and your energy into it. But maybe you're hiding it from people. Maybe you're not telling everybody about what you're doing because you don't know where it's going to go yet, or you don't know how people are going to react, or you're not sure if you can trust the people around you. Maybe you're just holding tight to your seedlings at the moment before you really go out and tell the world what you're doing. If that's not what it is, then there's something based in illusion that is wrapped around this new endeavor or the seeds that you are planting. And I saw the Moon card come up 3 times in my other deck in my pre-shuffle for you. So it was very prevalent. So it talks about illusion. Now, please take that how it resonates. Again, you could be hiding something regarding whatever you're working on, or something could be hidden to you regarding what you're working on. I want to point out at this time during the reading that we are in Mercury retrograde. And Mercury retrograde is all about looking at details because things will be hidden right now and they will be coming to the surface. What does that mean? That means that if you thought about creating a business, or you thought about starting a relationship, or you thought about taking the next step in a relationship, or taking the next step in business, I do feel like this is a lot in business because this is all Pentacles. So if you felt like doing that and you were planning on doing that, Mercury retrograde is here to say, take a minute and stop and recheck everything that you have put your effort into, just to make sure that nothing has been missed. Now, that's not saying that the illusion is something really negative or really bad. For instance, I have a client that I did a reading for 2 weeks ago, right before Mercury retrograde hit. We were in the pre-shadow period, which is about 2 or 3 weeks before and 2 or 3 weeks after. So this is about 2 weeks ago. And I told her, to double check some things that I saw in her reading. And for her, it was that all of her travel plans for summer were actually booked wrong. And so she just had to rebook everything. It was a pretty simple fix, but she got on it and she was able to fix it. So it can be something so simple as that. It can be something that's just a little, something that just needs to be tweaked. But it can also be something bigger. So Mercury retrograde is coming in to say, please, please, please relax, chill, don't make any sudden moves. Just keep planting the seeds, keep doing what you need to do, and double check everything to make sure there's no illusion. Now, if you're the one that's holding this back and you're the one that's not telling anybody about this, I say that's great. I say Spirit is like, yes, do that. That's what I'm being told to say. I'm being told to say, yes, that's good. You should, because there are people around you, things around you, situations, groups of people around you that don't need to know right now what your plans are. Okay? I hope that resonates. I hope that makes sense. So let's talk about the King of Cups. The King of Cups is a man who, or a woman, but he is a male energy, right? We all have male and female energy. He is a male energy that is very loving, very giving. He is a father. He is kind. He is caring. He is somebody who is able to be there and to be in relationships. However, he has a hard time showing his emotions sometimes. So this is a very scorpionic card. You can see why I call it my Scorpio card. They love deeply, almost so deeply that they get scared by it, right? Now, when you have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups out, it's a beautiful match because the Queen of Cups knows how to soften this King of Cups. They trust each other instantly because they're both extremely intuitive and loving and emotional, but they trust nobody, right? Cancer doesn't trust anybody, and Scorpio doesn't trust anybody. Now, this could definitely be your energy put together, right? This could be your sun sign and your rising sign. Could be somebody else exterior in your life. But this is a good balance, right? So this could talk about bringing in the balance that we've been talking about, you know? Making sure that the feminine and the masculine balance out. That you're not too masculine and you're not too feminine and giving, right? So that could definitely talk about that. Again, take it how it resonates because it's your story, not mine. I'm just the messenger. I'm just telling you what I see and feel in the cards. I don't know your specifics. So, underneath the King of Cups, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is beautiful in this reading. Because, well, it's beautiful in general. But in this reading, it's absolutely beautiful because we start off as the Seven of Pentacles. And we move forward into the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles, she doesn't need nobody. Now, that's not to mean that she's not with somebody. You know, she is a single energy. But that means that she's completely 100% balanced in her own energy. That she 100% could be by herself if needed. She has everything she needs. She's abundant. She is happy. She's content. She's peaceful. You know? This tells me that you are working towards being self-sufficient, self-secure, being able to hold your own no matter what. That you will be able to stand on your 2 feet. You may already be here. That you can stand on your 2 feet regardless of what situation anybody may put you in. That you may have felt at one point that you were very secure, and then that security was sort of shaken, I don't know. But that it was abruptly, or it was somehow, there was like an earthquake, and it just sort of tore everything down. And you're like, never again. I am the Nine of Pentacles. I am abundant by myself, within myself. I am balanced and loving, and I have everything I need to be by myself. And that's why she's the single card. But I think with the King of Cups, this could be an exterior person. If this is an exterior person, it could mean that you are 100% able to stand on your own regardless of this person. And that because he's a king and he's not a knight or a page or somebody younger, he is actually at your energy level. And he is vibrating high. He is a good provider. He's a good person. He is doing the right thing. That this is a beautiful match, because I feel like in relationships, in order for them to last and for them to stand the test of time, each person has to be in their own right, their own person, and be able to bring a whole person to the table. Okay, now this gets even more beautiful. Like, I can't even, Alex. This reading is absolutely amazing, because the very next group of cards is going to be the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is, again, about finding self-love within yourself, right? So we now have the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. You've found wealth and abundance and self-love and happiness. So you've found everything that you need to create full balance within yourself. But what's really beautiful is that right under, sorry, I put these in the wrong spot, is that right under the Nine of Cups, after you have found pure love within yourself and you've completed yourself 100%, you've healed the wounds that are here, you've learned that it doesn't matter what anybody else can give you, you can give it all to yourself. So anything that anybody else has to give you, it's just extra. It's just extra cups. It's just extra love, right? It's just extra abundance. So right underneath we have the Queen of Pentacles. And this is, I love when this happens because you start as the Seven of Pentacles. You know, you're just chilling, you're kind of waiting, you're creating growth, you're bringing something in, you're starting something new. Then you turn into the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. You've then created 100% inner happiness, inner wealth, inner peace, everything. You can stand on by yourself. This means that you could go and have your kids and buy a house and be fine. You don't need a man, you know? Yeah, I have a really favorite rapper named Snow the Product. Look her up. She's dope. And she raps in Spanish and English. She's actually from out here in San Jose. But what does she say? I don't even remember what she says, but it was like, she just raps about like vibing higher, and I can't remember exactly what I was going to say when it comes to that exactly, but like, oh, she says, I don't need a man, I need me and a Percodan, and I don't recommend men taking pills, but you got the point. You don't need nobody but yourself, and that's dope. That's freaking dope. So, I don't even think we need to clarify. Like, this is like pure beauty. So I am gonna clarify though for you, just because we have a few extra minutes. We're only at 22 minutes, so I will go ahead and clarify. I already shuffled, but I'm gonna give these just one more shuffle. This is my other deck that I just love, and this is a sassy deck. So I'm just gonna say I don't know what's gonna come out of her. She's a bit sassy at times, but we will see. So, can you clarify the Queen of Cups? Why is the Queen of Cups here? 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 Whoop. The Nine of Wands. Okay. All right. All right. And I want to clarify the Moon card. Why is the Moon card here? Why is the Moon card here? Why is the Moon card here? Why is the Moon card? Girl! Let me see. Hold up. Wait. The Page of Cups. Okay. Alright. And why is the King of Cups here? Why is the King of Cups here? Wait, this is in the wrong spot. Sorry. Why is the King of Cups here? 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 Whoa. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take those two. Okay. Perfect. These two. 3. There's 3, girl. Okay. Let me see. Okay. All right. So I'm going to tell you what I see again, and then we're going to talk just for a quick second and wrap it up, and then that'll be it. So what I see when I clarify the Queen of Cups is the Nine of Wands. So you have a lot of nines, I'm noticing. You know, you've got 1, 2, 3 nines. So nines are about almost finishing a cycle, almost at completion. 10 would be completion, and then we start back over. So nines are almost at completion. And that makes a lot of sense in this reading because we started with the 7, and then we moved into the 9s, and we had 2 9s, and then a queen, right? And you're coming across as the Queen of Cups and also the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is very, very stable within her own self. She can stand on her own 2 feet. She can stand on solid ground. She doesn't need anybody, right? And this one just loves to mother. They're both motherly figures, but they're both very different. So it's like a complete balance again, right? And so with the Nine of Wands specifically, it feels like you're just taking a rest. It's like you're resting. You know that you fought your fight, you fought your battle, you did whatever you could to do what you need to do in whatever this new endeavor this endeavor that you've been working on. It's not new. You've been working on this. Whatever this is, you've been putting in time and effort with this, right? So whatever this is, you've definitely been putting in time and effort. And I think that you're ready to just sort of sit and maybe go back over all the fine details, fine tune everything, go through what you need to go through, look at everything, look at the details before you jump out and tell everybody what's going on, right? So when I clarified the Moon card, which is the illusion card, I got the Page of Cups. So I'm going to read this two ways. The first one is that, okay, I'm going to read this the first way in the way that I feel that it's most tied. Goodbye, Queen of Cups. Hold on, Queen of Cups just wanted to jump ship. Hold up. Oh, she's out. Okay. Yeah, I definitely, okay, so I feel like the Page of Cups, okay. I feel like there's two things here that I need to tell you. So the first one I'm going to tell you is what resonates the most with this reading. The second one I'm going to tell you is what I'm just getting intuitively. So the first thing that I'm getting is that you've started a creative endeavor. You've started something and you're just sort of holding it to yourself. The page, it's a new idea. It's a new creative venture. It's something brand new. And so I feel like you're maybe holding it close to your vest. You're not telling anybody about it. You're just still looking at it and making sure that you have everything that you need and there's nothing with the illusion. See the moon back here? Do you see the moon here? And do you see the full moon here? So you're just, during this time, we have a full moon coming up next week, and it's on July 16th, and it's going to be in Capricorn at the same time that we're having a full lunar eclipse. And this is opening a huge portal of manifestation. And so I feel like you're just sitting and waiting and manifesting what you need to manifest during this full moon time. Okay? The other thing that I'm getting off of this card intuitively is there may have been something going on that was hidden or an illusion or a secret, and somebody's going to come in and give you an apology about something. Somebody owes you an apology, and somebody's going to give you an apology. And for some reason, I feel like that might be in September. Yeah, that's either going to be in September. I feel like September for you. So let me know. I feel like somebody's going to give you an apology about something. Maybe earlier, maybe later. Give it, but September-ish. Okay, and then the last clarifiers that I pulled for you that I think that we needed, because the rest is pretty cut and dry, right, is the King of Cups. I want to pull a clarifier for the King of Cups, and I got 3. We got 3, girl. So the first one is the Star card. This is the Aquarius card, and it talks about healing. So I feel like there's some healing that's being done or a wish that's been made that's going to be granted after we have this eclipse on the 16th, 17th of July, and that giant portal is open. But regardless of that, this is about healing, manifesting things, wishes being granted once you learn to balance. Two of Pentacles. A lot of times Two of Pentacles can be about juggling things and having to make a choice to drop something. But I feel like you learn to balance 2 different things. Maybe that's career and family. Maybe that's, I don't know. Career and family is what I'm getting strongest for you. But you're learning to balance 2 things. And when you learn to balance 2 things, you either do that because you've healed, or you do that and then this wish is granted and your manifestation comes to life. What's awesome is that the last one out was the Queen of Cups with this. So what that tells me is that this is not an external person. This is you. This is you learning to balance and become the King and the Queen of Cups within yourself. Learning to balance the masculine and the feminine energy together. That's a beautiful reading, Alex. That's absolutely gorgeous. So, with that being said, I know it's a lot of information to take in. I know even when I'm talking and I'm saying it, sometimes I'm like, did I say this? Did I forget to say this? It is a lot of information, but you have the video, so please go back and watch it. Feel free to contact me and ask me any clarifying questions that you might have. And I hope that this resonates with you. I think that most of this reading really has to do with you learning to sit back, trust, and have faith that what you've been working on and what you've been putting your energy and your time to is going to happen. It's going to manifest. It's going to take hold and take shape as long as you can figure out and you can work on balancing yourself. Okay, so I just want to come on for just a second and come back and talk to you about a couple little things. So the first thing is that we mentioned very early that Mercury's in retrograde, and I talked a little bit about how to deal with that. The other thing is that we have these eclipses. So we had an eclipse like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. It was in Cancer. We have another eclipse coming up in 2 or 3 days, and that's in Capricorn. Cancer and Capricorn are each other's natural sevens. That means that they are the opposite of each other, like the color wheel. They counterbalance each other. So they are polar opposites. They are completely different than one another, yet they are so different they are similar, and when they come together, they basically lock up like puzzle pieces, right? So this is like a portal. It's opening up all this energy so that we can manifest basically anything that we want during this time. The other thing that I want to mention is that your whole entire reading is really about finding balance within yourself and having faith that the universe is going to give you what you want and what you've been manifesting and what you need for your higher good when it's time for your highest good to receive that gift, right? That manifestation. So this year, this entire year, all the energies that have been going on, all the planets that are out of control, having a party, going insane, all those planets, they are all there to work for you, okay? They are not, I'm itching. Every time that I start having intuition, like my nose itches like crazy, so sorry, don't mind that. They are here to work for you. They are not here to work against you, okay? So what does that mean? That means that all the energies that are happening right now, all of the planets that are in retrograde, and there's 5 of them, technically 6 if you consider Chiron a planet, which normal astrology doesn't, Vedic does, whole other topic. All of those planets are all doing different things, but they're all doing the same thing, all right? So they all have different purposes, but the purpose as a whole is for one purpose, and that is for us to recognize toxic behaviors, people, situations, or things that aren't serving our highest need and get rid of them. It is here to let us see the truth and cut out the bull. That is literally what this year is about. The biggest thing that I can pass on to you that I have learned is that once you start to cut things out of your life that don't serve you, whether or not that is people, places, things, or clutter. If you start to clear out clutter in your house, all of that, things that collect, your intuition will be heightened, because if you move energy out, energy will come in, right? So the best way for me to describe this for you and for everybody in the way that it was described to me, which made the most sense, is that, and this isn't a real number, so don't take this like, that's all I can have, but like, say you're only allowed to have 10 things. Well, if you have 10 things, the universe can't give you any more things, right? It's like, girl, you already got 10. Where am I supposed to put the 11th? Like, I can't do that. You got to get rid of it. So you start getting rid of stuff. You start seeing your life. You start purging things. You start just saying, you know what? When I'm around this person, when I'm in this situation, when I'm around this thing, I don't feel happy, energetic. I feel drained. I feel sad. I feel unenlightened, uninspired. Get rid of it. You know what I mean? Like, cut it out. This is what these energies are asking us to do. Okay? So, with that being said, if you start to see repeating things happening over and over and over again, you start getting headaches, you start feeling sick, you start feeling tired, you start feeling uninspired, you start feeling stagnant, out of balance, drained, stuck. Take a good look at everything that's around you right now. When all these planets are retrograde. Retrograde basically means it's bringing things back out, right? So it's going to bring things back up to return for you to look at, to people, places, emotions, things, right? Cancers are good at that. Cancers are good at revisiting the past, nostalgia, seeing what there is to feel again, right? Don't live in the toxic place of that. live in the purging place of that. Embody a Gemini, embody an Aquarius, a Libra, the air signs. Cut it out. If it doesn't make you feel good, if it doesn't bring you pleasure, cut it out. I live by one main saying in my life. If it doesn't bring me pleasure, I don't do it. And I've had a lot of people say to me, well, what does your house look like? Is your house clean? Well, yeah, girl, because I like a clean house, and that brings me pleasure to come home to a clean house and pee in a clean toilet, right? So I do the work, because at the end result, I get pleasure out of it, right? So that's what life is about. Don't do anything unless it brings you pleasure. If you start living by that, naturally, you will come into balance with yourself, and you will be able to fully embody the masculine and the feminine sides, which is what your reading was about, embodying the Cancer and the Scorpio sides, the water, not even, but just those water sides, those male and female energies in the water, right? Because they're different signs, but they're both water, and embracing and embodying the ability to have masculine and feminine energy that are completely balanced. Not one is crazier than the other, or one is more wild than the other, but that they're in balance. And when you start to live with that and you start to feel that cycle, you will start to see that you will have faith in everything else that's around, and you won't feel stuck anymore, because being stuck and stagnant means that you are waiting for the next thing to happen, that you're not living right here, that you're not living right here in the moment. You're stuck, you're stagnant. You're like, what's going to happen next? Try not to think about what's going to happen next. A lot of shit's going to happen next. We're in a really crazy time astrologically. Right now, Mercury's in retrograde to say, don't worry about what happens next. Just worry about right now and this moment. Okay? Don't make any decisions. Don't start or stop anything right now. Double check everything that you have. We're going to be in this Mercury retrograde energy for a couple more weeks because we have a post-shadow period. So we're looking at about 4 more weeks. So just hold tight and chill. And if you need any more information, let me know. You can always go over to Intuitive Healing on Facebook. I know you liked it. And you can go and do that. And I will be posting lots of stuff about the energies and stuff like that. So I'm going to get to editing this video and sending it out to you. And I really hope that you enjoyed it. I think we ran about 40 minutes. So sorry about that. But love you.